All right. Happy Monday. It is January 4th, 2021, which is kind of crazy to say, but hey, it is what it is. We're in 2021. Pretty excited about that. And if you're watching this on the replay, well, I'm going to kind of tell you what we're going to be talking about here today. We're going to be talking about free website traffic and how you can get some in 2021 and 3 different types of content that you can post on your website. And I'm going to give you one that I like to call the low-hanging fruit content. So we can grab some traffic, pretty easily rank, and start to get some momentum there. I literally just looked at our numbers here this morning. I was actually pleasantly surprised that our numbers are increasing in 2 different brands that we are really using as case studies. And cool thing about that is they're case studies, but yet they're going to be making money too at the same time. So case study, get to show people what we're doing in the academy, get to make some money on them. The challenge is getting them to grow. And the other funny thing is, again, I'm kind of randomly talking here, but just interesting. I literally just looked at one of the sites, and we hit just over 30,000 page views last month. But I also didn't realize this, and I'm going to be sharing this inside the academy, but I didn't realize that I put up a lead capture form, basically an opt-in, just to put something up there. And I kind of forgot about it. And I looked at our ConvertKit account and got 575 people on that email list for free, by the way. Didn't pay for them. So that was a pleasant surprise. And I'm like, you know what? I got to email those people. Basically going to start emailing those people, and we're going to kind of document what that looks like to email a cold list, if you will. But yeah, super excited about today because I'm going to break down those 3 different content types and just kind of share with you what that looks like. A lot of people overcomplicate content and they think that it's got to be this elaborate piece of content. It's mind-blowing if you were to look at the different articles that we are ranking for. It's just crazy because they're not epic posts. They're I say little, they're 1,500 to 2,000 words. Yeah, they're ranking and we're getting traffic and it's just kind of crazy. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So before we do officially kick off this coffee talk, how's everybody doing here? How's everybody doing in 2021 so far? If you are here live, drop it in the comments. If you are watching this on the replay, let me know. Are you fired up for 2021 or are you kind of still feeling 2020? You feeling kind of down about it? Let's snap you out of that. We don't need to feel down about it. We got to feel optimistic. What does our future look like? It looks big. It looks huge. Why? Because we're in control of it and we can do whatever we want to make it even better. And I'm telling you right now, I just wrote an email to my list. I put in there 3 words. Well, actually it was 1, but I repeated it. Content, content, content. That is the word in my eyes. When I looked at these numbers, I'm like, you know what? That old content does pretty well. And you don't really have to do anything other than just create the content, post it, walk away from it. And it's pretty cool to be able to see that there's articles that we're ranking for. I was actually, and I'll actually pull up I won't share it right now, but I'll pull it up. Literally, like right now. And here's the other thing too. If you guys are using Ubersuggest, Ubersuggest did an update where their numbers now are more accurate. Okay. Before they were always low and now they're supposed to be more, like the true numbers. And I always look at Google Analytics anyway. The crazy thing is the numbers for one of our brands, which is public inside of the academy. It said this past month, we were at 25,000, 26,000 page views. And that market will probably start to trend up, which right now, I think yesterday we had 1,170-ish page views. So it's going up. We'll probably hit 30 plus. But in Ubersuggest, it says that we did 38,270. We're not seeing it in the analytics, but we're seeing it inside of Uber Suggest. Now, the other brand number 2, which we're about to reveal in the Academy. So if you're in the Academy and you're watching this, that's coming. I'm excited to share that because we've got some really cool things. We've got a monetization thing that we're doing on that brand right now. But that one there, actually, let me go back here real quick and let's see. That one there inside of analytics says we got just over 30,000 page views. Inside of Uber Suggest, it's saying we got 21,106. So one of them's low, one of them's high, right? So I always go by analytics, Google Analytics, and that's the most accurate in my eyes. But here's the cool thing. This one site is ranking for 13,000 keywords. Let's take a look at the other one real quick. Let's see. This one here is ranking for 15,834. Now, the other thing is a lot of people look at a website and they go, oh, it's got to have a lot of authority. It's got to have a high domain score, as we call it. These sites here have a domain score of 1, just 1. That's it. So I want you guys to forget about any of that stuff if you think that you have to have like this huge site that's got a ton of domain authority. You do not. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and see who's here, and I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then I'm going to officially kick this off. This might turn into a podcast episode, so I'm going to kind of start and stop, and we'll see what happens. What's up, Octavio? Ruth's in the house. What's up? What's up? Yes. Okay. Karen's in the house. Good morning. I'm ready for 2021 and all the good things on the horizon for my brand. Yeah, I'm excited as well. Karen, I know that your brand is going to do well. Good morning, everyone. Aldo, what's up? Jason, what's up, man? We got a call coming up. I believe it's tomorrow morning. Goodbye 2020. Yes. Let's see here. Debbie, so excited for 2021. Salma, hello, excited for the new year and new possibilities. Yes. Jason, Vincent, doing fantastic. Hope you are too. Now a member of Brand Creators and excited to start off 2021 with you guys. Thank you. Yes, Jason, I am excited that you are part of our group now and really excited about that. So we also I kind of want to call a timeout here real quick. If anybody's on this and they're in the Academy, we are doing our call tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's at 5 o'clock. We changed that. I believe Chris needed to change that. Was it tomorrow? Maybe Karen can kind of refresh my memory on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. I wanted to kind of make a note of that. Let me stall here a little bit and we'll try to see here. Maybe Karen can help me out here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure Karen will pop it in there, but I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, but I'm going to be sending you an email out for that. So just stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. Yep, it's tomorrow. Thank you, Karen. You're awesome. Yeah, I think it was because of Chris was traveling and everything, and then we decided to set it up for that. Yeah, Ruth has it on the schedule for Tuesday, January 5th at 5 p.m. Yes, so that's tomorrow. So really cool. Tomorrow we'll be doing our office hours call, and so Jason, make sure that you try to attend that. That would be awesome. It's tomorrow. Karen says. Ruth says it. All right. Awesome. Cool. And Debbie said, I'm still confused on how to rank higher. Any suggestions? We can dig into that. Probably not today, but I would have to look at the articles or the content that you're talking about. Here's the cool thing. And once you start to get some momentum, you start to get some articles that are starting to get indexed. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing now, is going through a lot of our top articles that are within, maybe they're ranking number, in the number 10 or 12 position. But what we then want to do is evaluate the ones that are within striking distance, meaning if we can add a little bit more love to those, can we boost the rankings? And that's something we do go into in the Academy. I will do more of that because that's actually what we're going to be working on next in these brands, is looking at those low-hanging fruit keywords that are already ranking maybe in the 8th position. How do we get them to the number 2 or number 1 position? And is it worth the time and effort? So a lot of times it's looking at your competition of other articles that are outranking you. And then from there. So Debbie, if you did have an example at some point and you wanted to share it, I could look at that and then look at the competition and see if it's even worth your time to try to push that up in rank. Sometimes it's just better to write a different article on a different, long tail keyword. All right. So with that all being said, yes, Octavio says, love our BCA calls. I love them too. All right, cool. So let's do this. I'm going to give you guys 3 different types of content. Okay. 3 different types. There's one of them right now that I just want to really, really stress that I think we all need to do more of it. And a lot of people don't put enough weight into how powerful this is. And it's actually easier. Okay. It's actually easier. And I'll give you some examples here in a minute. All right. But before we kick this thing off, and again, I'm going to give you 3 different types of content. You might have heard me talk about it before, but I'm going to give you more examples. I'm going to also give you something you can do right now. All right. So with that being said, let's have a sip of coffee here on this beautiful Monday morning. And guys, if you know someone that would like to attend or you think should attend this, invite them. TakeActionCrew.com. TakeActionCrew.com. And what I've decided to do for anybody that joins the Take Action Morning Crew, which is free, by the way, if you go there, put your name and email address in, the only thing you're going to get is every now and then I'll be either sending something out that's directly for you or reminding you of maybe a special coffee talk that we're doing, or we might do some type of monthly giveaway, maybe a cool book, or maybe a shirt, maybe a one-on-one coaching call. We'll just give away some cool stuff. All right. So make sure that you invite someone. All right. Make sure you invite someone to the Take Action Morning Crew. So takeactioncrew.com. All right. Let me kick this thing off officially. Here we go. All right. Today, I want to talk about how to get free website traffic in 2021 using blog content. Is blog even still a word? Do people still reference a blog? Aren't they dead? That's funny. That is really funny because I just opened up my analytics this morning on 2 of our brands that we're building inside of Brand Creators Academy. And one of them's getting just over 25,000 unique visitors or page views. The other one is just over 30,000. And both of those are trending up. Okay. And they are technically WordPress blogs. Yes, I said it. Blogs. All right. Now, a blog isn't like it used to be. A blog used to be what social media is today. It used to be where you would pop on and go, tonight I'm thinking about cooking a roast. And I think I'm going to try this recipe from this website and blah, 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 blah. And it was just a little thing that you would tell people in your RSS feed. Remember RSS feeds? They're still out there, by the way. I don't think anybody subscribes to them anymore, but it's kind of like an email list, but you would just get notified when a new, blog post would go live. And people always thought blogs were news. They can be, but blogs are basically a website where you can post articles, content, videos, whatever. Okay. It's a place where you put your content. That's what it is. Okay. But what I'm going to be talking about here today is exactly to a T how we have taken 2 brand new brands over the last 12 months and how we have generated now in traffic. And I haven't looked at the overall traffic. I should have did that, but well over probably 300,000, probably more than that now. I guess combined it'd be over 600,000-700,000. But right now they are growing and they are most likely going to both clip 30 to 40,000 page views here in the next 30 to 60 days. It's growing. Over 1,000 consistently, over 1,000 visitors every single day. How? Posting content. One of them, I've built an email list. Email it about 2 times per week, sometimes only once, but usually 2 times a week. The other one, we don't even have an email list. Well, I take that back. I didn't think we had an email list until I looked, and I forgot when I set that up. I created a quick little lead magnet. I slapped it up there, forgot about it, and just looked the other day. We've got 575 email subscribers that I have not emailed anything to. So again, one of those things, it was like, I put it up there, but I forgot about it. And here I have 575 emails of people that opted in for a lead magnet. All right. Because the traffic is coming in. All right. So, all right, let's kind of talk about this. So how can you get free traffic still in 2021? There was just a recent, I forget the name of it, but there was just a recent Google update. Everybody panicked. Okay. Here's the deal. If you're writing content or posting content on your website, and you are doing it in a legit way, meaning it's useful, it's helpful, you're not keyword stuffing it, you're not trying to game the system, you're not trying to add these backlinks from all of these spammy sites. If you're not doing any of that stuff, you're going to do fine. Okay? So in 2021, the idea is to create useful content, and I'm going to give you 3 different types that we are using. And I would say the first type is probably driving 75% of the traffic, and it's the easiest to create. Okay. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But what you always want to do though, is you want to look at, okay, your website, your market, and how can you serve them with content and do it in a legit way. I've always said this, it doesn't matter, if you're selling on Amazon, you don't want to game the system. You don't want to game the algorithm. There's no reason to. And if you do, it's usually going to be short-lived and it could get you in trouble, right? There's a lot of people that this algorithm update from Google, it hurt a lot of people. Their traffic went away overnight. Some people, it went up. Some people had a dip and then it came back, okay? Because what it does is it reevaluates. We didn't see any drop. If anything, we've seen growth. Okay. And again, this is not like high tech type stuff. It's following these 3 types of content. Very, very simple to create. And on these 2 brands, I didn't write 1 word of it. Okay. I hired it out. Okay. Now, if you don't have a budget to do that, write it yourself. If you can't write it yourself, hire a high school kid. So it's like writing a term paper, or not even, it's like writing a 1,500-page essay. Okay, have them write it. Pay them $10 an hour. Okay, so there's ways that we can do this. So there's no excuse, and it does not have to be this epic content. It does not have to be. Now, you do have to validate your market. And I always talk about validating the traffic first, because if I can't get traffic, there's no sense in me doing this. So I can sell, to who? I can't sell anything if I don't have the traffic, right? So when we go through our brand creators playbook and the validation part of that, we're always looking for traffic first. Okay. Then from there, we can look at monetization. That's also part of the validation process. I probably should mention that. If you have not grabbed a copy of the playbook, you probably want to head on over to brandcreatorsbook.com. It'll give you everything you need. Okay. So let's get started. What are we going to start with? If you are brand new, or maybe you started and then you stopped, here's what I want to recommend for you. The first type of content, and you can literally go probably 30, 40 articles or content pieces. You could go that many right out of the gate. And what I would do is I would start with 20. Okay. 20. And I wouldn't go with the other 2 yet. Okay. And here's why. When we're creating that content, we can do it quick. Okay. And we're going to be able to rank faster. The more pieces we put out there, the more seeds that we plant, the better chance we have of some catching and some giving us some traffic. The other thing is once we start to rank in Google, it also starts to take our authority of our site up a little bit, because now we're trusted within Google. Okay. So it really serves both of those areas. All right. So the first thing, very, very simple. What do we do when we go to Google? Why do we go there? Usually we go there to ask it a question. True? I don't know about you, but I'm always asking questions. Okay. So questions, there's 3 buckets of content. One is questions. Okay. So you might say, well, Scott, what do you like? How can I write a post on a question? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. So here's an example. If I was a new fisherman, okay, and I wanted to go fishing at night, I might ask this question. Can fish see at night? That might be the question, because I want to know, is it even worth it for me to go fishing at night? I don't know. Should I? A very, very simple search query. That's it. Okay. Can fish see at night? Or you might even want to niche it down a little bit and go, can bass fish see at night? Maybe that's the one, right? And then I'm going to get my answer. Now, the answer is going to be right there. You're going to answer that, but then you're going to elaborate on that. You're going to elaborate on the style of fish. You're going to elaborate why it's important to use a certain lure at night, because then it will maybe trigger their, like, and I'm making this stuff up, guys. I have no idea about that market. Okay. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Can fish see at night? So maybe in your market, you might just want to put in the keyword, the first word, kind of like your starter word, can blank, right? Like, figure that part out. Once you do that, now what you're going to do is you're going to see other related questions that Google's going to give you. And they're going to say, hey, here's 4 other, questions that other people asked after they asked that question or related to that question. Now you got 4 more. Now you got 5 posts. And I am telling you right now, when we first started these brands, I hardly looked at keywords in Ubersuggest. Very, very little. I didn't care if it got 0 searches. If it showed up in that search thing, I know that it's getting some traffic. Okay. Now, if you want to get a little bit more researchy, you can, and go to Ubersuggest or any tool that you want and see what type of searches they're getting. But the problem with that is a lot of times it holds people up, because then you're like, it's only getting like 10 searches a month. I want to find one that gets 100 searches a month. I want to find one that gets 1,000 searches a month. Here's the reality. If you see one, like, let's say one long tail keyword, we call that long tail. Like, this would be a long tail. Can fish see at night? That's kind of long tail, right? It's not bass fish, right? Or bass fishing, right? It's just literally, can fish see at night, or can bass see at night, whatever. Okay. So when you create a piece of content around that long tail keyword, you're going to also get indexed for a variety of other long tail keywords. Okay. So now that one keyword that you went in with might only get 10 searches. But there's also going to be a variation off of that, because you have other keywords in your article naturally as you talk about this thing that lead people over. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting 10 visits from that query. You're getting another 15 from another query. You're getting another 25 from another query. And then what happens is all of these add up to where you're getting 100, 200, 300 per blog post. Okay. That's what you need to understand. Okay. 10 questions is what I would start with. And if you want to get crazy, do 20. And I wouldn't even think about any other content right now. 75%, maybe even a little bit more of our content is question-based. Okay, is question-based. Now, why is that important? If someone's searching for a question related to your market, is there a chance that they are interested in your market? There's a huge chance. They search for something that's related to your market. Right? If they're searching for can fish see at night, there's a good chance that they're probably looking to go fishing at night, right? And they're probably looking for fishing lures for a night. Well, how about this one? Can you use minnows to catch bass? That's another one. Do you think if I search for that I'm looking to go bass fishing? Yes. Okay. Here's another one. Can you catch bass in a pond? Do you think that person's interested in bass fishing? Probably, but now we niche it down to where they're going fishing in a pond. All right. And then here's another one. Best place to catch bass at night. It's another question. Okay. And the cool thing is when you do this, you're just blanketing the market with all of these questions, all of these low-hanging fruit keywords. And the reason why I say that is because they're a lot easier to rank for as well. Not everyone's going after them. Okay. And there's not as much competition. So you have to seed the market. You got to flood the market with questions, because that's what Google wants. Like, Google is there to answer your questions. Okay. So that's number 1, questions. And I could stop right there and go, all right, guys, go do it. Go do your question posts. and come back to me when you got 20 of them babies done. Okay. And before I move into the second one, the second type of content, I did want to say this. I ran an experiment on one of our brands, the public brand. They're both going to be public here pretty soon, but the one that we've been kind of highlighting, I literally did about, I think it was 20 questions. And all of those questions were almost the same question. And I did 20 different posts. And then I did one post that was kind of like a roundup of all of those posts. I'm going to go ahead and probably I'm going to guess, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually tally this up. I bet you that because we did those posts, that those right there are bringing in, well, I can tell you one right now. Let me do this here real quick. One of those questions, which is just mind-blowing, it gets 3,600 visits, or I'm sorry, 3,600 searches a month. We are ranking number 1 for this keyword, which is not, I can't share it here because it's private inside the academy. But if you're in the academy, you guys probably know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to actually break this down here shortly. This month, I'm going to actually do this deep dive in both of these niches. We got 1,094 visitors from that one question-based post. Okay. There's another one here. Almost the same. We just changed out one word in this long tail. It gets 2,400 searches. We're ranking number 1. We got 730 visitors because we're in number 1 position. Here's another one. Very similar. We just changed out one word. 1,900 of searches a month, according to Ubersuggest. We're ranking number 1. We got 578. So just those 3 alone, if I tally those up, 1,094, 882. Let's make that 1,900. And then we go down there. It's like 2,500. So 2,500 visitors from 3 question-based posts, which if you were to look at this, it probably, at a glance, you'd be like, how can I write a post on a question? Can you catch bass at night? It's crazy, but it works. Okay. Do not overcomplicate this. Do not think you have to have all of these epic posts that are, 5,000, 10,000. Here's the deal. We're ranking for hundreds of keywords, actually thousands. If I go back here, and if you guys are listening to this, you can't see me, but I'm kind of scrolling through some analytics. 15,834 keywords. Yeah. Okay. And here's the crazy thing too. Any of you that are SEO people out there, we did not do any outreach for backlinking. We don't do any outreach for backlinking. I don't think it's worth the time, to be quite honest with you. I think it's just posting more content. And obviously looking at your content as you start to rank and seeing how you can level up some of that content. We have 691 backlinks. And 413 are no follows. So what's that? 200 and some backlinks that we didn't reach out for. So we're starting to get that domain authority because we're getting backlinks. Totally organic. And I'm going to actually do this on the fly here. So bear with me if you guys are listening. If you guys have any questions on this, if you are here on the live coffee talk, drop them in the comments or just on the replay. If you're listening to this and you're not part of our coffee talk and you want to be, head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you can join us live when we do stuff like this. So let me look at this other one real quick. That one there, we're ranking for 13,007 keywords. And and we have 1,898 backlinks and only 40 of them are no follow. 0 outreach on backlinking, by the way. 0. Okay. It's just planting seeds. That's all we're doing. We're just planting seeds and we're doing it consistently. I can't stress that enough. If you're not doing it consistently on anything, I'm telling you right there, that's the secret weapon, consistency. Show up. Stop looking at your analytics every day. Like I haven't checked these analytics like I am right now for at least 30 days. Now, do I check in daily to see how my traffic is? Yes, I do that now because we've turned on Ezoic ads. So I kind of want to see what my revenue is per 1,000 and all of those things. I want to see how we're trending and things like that. But I'm not doing a deep dive into the content that's ranking normally. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and move into the second piece of content. And this is a really good one. Okay. And it's kind of question based, but it's going to be more demonstration. How to. Just add that little prefix there. How to catch bass in a pond at night. Right? How to catch bass in a pond at night. How to tie a fishing line knot. It's a how to. Okay. How to cast using bass lures. Okay. Now, if there was a certain type of bass lure that was a certain way, because there are, by the way, I know this because I've bought some and I'm like, okay, now I need to know how am I supposed to bring that through the water? Am I supposed to tug it twice and let it set? Am I supposed to cast it, let it drop to the bottom and then jig it twice? Like I need to know this stuff. They don't tell you that on the package. Okay. So I may put in there a specific lure, something like big fat bassy. Maybe that's the name, right? Fishing lure. How to jig or how to use. And then I might find a search specifically for that lure. Now, that would also lead into a product-based post, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, right? But the how-tos are very good as well because people are always looking for how to do X, Y, and Z, right? And they want to see it. So that's technically could be a question, but it's also more of a how-to, more of an instruction. If I was showing someone how to tie a fishing line knot, I would want to see pictures of it. If I'm answering a question, not so many pictures, okay? Or maybe a video for how to tie a fishing line knot, okay? And maybe there's 5 different kinds of fishing line knots, which there probably are. So then I would show 5 different ones. 5 best fishing line knots for bass fishing. Maybe that's it, okay? That's the content, all right? So that's number 2, how-to content, okay? How-to content. So number 1, questions. And we can live in questions for a while. A lot of questions, a lot of content, okay? Number 2, how-to. Number 3 is product-based posts, okay? Product-based post. Let me give you some examples. 5 best 5 best bass fishing lures in 2021. Now, what I just did there was I made it more relevant to today because we're in 2021. If I created one last year, I could update that one and add 2021, and I've got a brand new post now. Okay. So 5 best bass fishing lures in 2021. Now, these are products that people are looking to buy. If I am looking for that post, that means that I am looking for bass fishing lures. I want to buy a bass fishing lure in 2021. Okay. Another example of this, if you were in the woodworking space, would be 5 best router bits for woodworking. And you could even put 5 best router bits in 2021 for woodworking if you wanted to. Another great angle here for product-based posts are this versus this, or pros and cons. Okay. So here's an example. If I was in woodworking, once again, Delta versus Ryobi routers. Pros and cons. That would be one. And I can do a whole comparison, right? It's like a shootout. Then I can change out one of those. I could go Delta versus, Craftsman routers, right? Delta versus, and I would want to do a little bit of research here to see what people are actively searching for. That's where I would start. And the cool thing is once you start to sprinkle these in, now we're creating what I like to call offers for people to buy. Now, they don't have to be your products. They can be other people's products. If you're selling a router, okay, that router might cost $300, $500. I don't know what they cost nowadays, but they're expensive. So, if someone's coming there looking for a router, they may buy it. If they do, they're going to go through your link and you may get a commission. So that post that you create, that's evergreen, by the way, which is living out there, for forever until you take it down, can be found today, tomorrow, a year from now, 6 years from now. And as long as it's relevant, there's a chance that they can buy. Okay. And also, if you ever have a post that starts to rank for maybe a certain tool that no longer is available, you can even just keep that post, but then put updated. And then say, since posting this first one, they came out with an update, or they came out with a better version, or they came out with their new XYZ router. And then you can link to that other post. Now you can kind of capitalize on the post that's already ranking well and drive people to another post that you could eventually get that one to rank well. Okay. So these are just some examples, but I do want to say questions they're going to be a huge part of your content, and they should be. Here's the other thing. The reason why I'm also excited about both of these sites is there's not one piece of content that's driving a bulk of the traffic. That's the cool thing. So if I look at yesterday alone, okay, I'm going to go into my analytics here real quick. You guys won't be able to see this, but you can kind of hear me do the play-by-play. Okay. And the reason why we want this is because we don't want one post that's driving all the traffic. Because what happens if that post, I don't know, gets de-indexed for whatever reason? Now, all of a sudden, we lost a good chunk of our traffic. We want to diversify that traffic, and we want to be able to, see different traffic coming in from a variety of different ones or different keywords. So I'm just going through here. Now, if I look at in the last, let me see here. I'll go back. This is just the last 7 days. Okay. The last 7 days, number one article had 653 page views. Okay. The next one, number two, got 409. The next one, number three, got 362, then 325, then 322, then 302, then 241, then 213, then 198, then 191. That's the top 10. But here's the deal. There's 301 right now that are bringing in traffic. Now, they aren't all individual posts because we don't have that many posts. It's different terms or different search queries that are bringing the traffic over. All right. So 301 places for people to kind of enter into. And some of them, if you go here, I'll just expand this out and go to top 100. If I go to the 100th one, it's getting 16. It got 16 views in the last 7 days. Okay. The one, number 99 got 17. Let's see. 97 got 17. Let's see. 92 got 18. And then 84 got 22. So all of these are adding up to where in that 7 days, we had 8,532 page views. Times 4, you're over 30,000. That's the last 7 days of where I am right now as I'm recording this. But actually, it's going to be probably higher than that because I'm doing right now. We are right now at January 4th at the time of recording this. And so far, just in the last 3 days on this one that I'm looking at, the one niche, 3,890 page views. Okay. So let's see. I had 1,278 yesterday, 1,335 on Saturday, and 1,277 on Friday. Looks like we're trending up. Okay. But all of these are random. I mean, it's like 323 for the last 3 days, 323 on the one page or the one post, 178 on the other, 160 on the other, 152 on the other, 147 on the other, 133, and so on. It just keeps going down the list. So they all collectively add up to that. And I like that because that means that if one article just lost its steam, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. So, all right. Hopefully this has inspired you, helped you, motivated you, gave you some ideas on what you can do. And I just wanted to kind of repeat what I had just said here as far as the 3 that I want you to consider for content types. And do not overcomplicate this. Number 1, questions. Number 2, how to. Number 3, product-based posts. Best, this versus this, and reviews. All right. If all you do is focus on that, content. If all you do is focus on that for the next 12 months, do at least one post. In the beginning, I would try to get 10 to 20 question-based posts done up in the next 30 to 60 days. Then if you want to go to one per week, that's totally fine. But you want to seed the market with your questions, with your how-tos, with your product-based posts. All right. So guys, do you have any questions? Let's see here. We got a lot of people tuning in now. Okay. This is cool. All right, cool. Oh, what's up, Kate? Kate's in the house. All right. Happy New Year to you, Kate. Okay, cool. So Jason, what do you pay for your content? Right now, we are technically getting our content written between $25 and $35 per 1,500 to 2,000 word article. That's what we're paying. Then on the other side of that, I do have a VA, my father, who's part-time, who basically does the optimization. So I pay him an hourly rate, which it basically, if you just rounded it up and say like $5 a post, so say 30 to 35 bucks ish is what I would say. On your new brands, are you seeing traction with one article a week or more? Can't really say, Salama, because honestly, we are, when we're going, we're going. So in the very beginning, I think we started to seed the market with maybe 2 a week. And then I started to ramp it up to where we were doing as much as 5 a week. And then now what we've done is we've kind of scaled back a little bit. And I think right now we're doing 2 a week consistently. What's up, D? Good morning to you. What format would you suggest for the question blog post? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you're just going to follow a very, very simple structure. You're going to answer the question in the very beginning of it, and then you're going to explain why. So what I like to do also, and this is another little tip here. If you take that question that you're going to be answering, type it into Google, and then Google will basically tell you the related questions. Take those related questions, make those subcategories inside of your post, because now you have a chance to rank for those other keywords inside of the post, even though it's not your main title and it's all relatable. So that's a way that you can kind of, hack the question-based post. Should the question be the title of our blog post? Yes, it should. And it should be pretty much the exact question. Kate, I know that you're in the academy. I would go through the keyword research phase. And I believe that's going to be in stage 2. If you need help locating that, just go into the private group and request that, and I can point you in the right direction, or someone will. But you'll see exactly. And I'm actually, Kate, this week, I'm going to actually pull back the curtain, lift up the hood, and show this account. And I'm not sure if I'm going to show the second account yet. I want to, but I just have to figure out timing. And then I'll be able to kind of show you everything inside of there and kind of like what that looks like. Let's see. Do question posts work for YouTube videos too? Yes, they do. But if you're going to be using YouTube as your main driver, you're going to want to start there with your search query, and then you're going to want to modify it probably for your blog content. Jason, can you do a session on how to use and set up Ubersuggest? There's a lot of that already in the academy, Jason. So depending on where you are, you're probably going to want to go into stage 2. Stage 2, the 30-day roadmap had stage 1 and stage 2. If you go to the 30-day roadmap, go into where we start developing the content, and that will show you Ubersuggest. If you also went into the niche drill downs, you'll see that. And there's also a keyword, lesson that I did there. There's also one there where I kind of showed how I was going to create this content tree. And then, and now that it's been done it's been probably 4 or 5 months, they're all ranking. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, if you need help with that, Jason, just let me know. And I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that, in an upcoming session. I'm going to break that stuff down again as an update, because I'm looking at now how to expand out these keywords that are starting to rank really well. How many articles do you need roughly to get enough traffic to turn on Ezoic? It really depends, Salma. There's not like a rule of thumb. You need 10,000 page views is what you need. And it's going to vary as far as how much traction you're going to get and how quickly. The biggest thing you want to do is you want to do it, you want to get a nice rhythm going. And that's why, I said this the other day, guys, what I'm focusing on, there's 3 areas. And, one of them is, well, actually there's 2 areas. Growth is kind of like the third, but it's traffic and offers. And traffic is part of this. Email list building is part of traffic. And then the third is offers. So as you're doing all of this, you're kind of like planting the seeds and then you're walking away. You're planting seeds, you're walking away. You're planting seeds, you're walking away. And as you're doing that, you're also building your list, which then we can also drive traffic directly to our blog content when we want to kind of get that rolling. And then we can start creating offers. So that's why I wouldn't build your website today and think you're going to turn on Ezoic ads in 2 months from now. It may take 6 months. It may take a year. But in the meantime, you're building your list and you can make offers to your website visitors, and you can make offers to your email list. That's how I would just focus on those, areas. What's up, Helene? Good morning. In BCA, can we please dive deep into how to get our rankings on our articles up? I would love to see some before and after examples of what to do. My highest ranking at this point in an article is the 14th position. All others fall behind. Would love to gain some of this available traffic. Yeah, there's a lot of variables there, Helene. So we would have to look at that specific article, look at so you know what, Helene, do this. Go into the group, obviously tag me, and then put the article and the keyword. And then what I can do is I can pull that up in Ubersuggest, and I can go through and see what that competition looks like and what it would take and why you aren't ranking that high yet. Maybe it's just time. Maybe it's going to take some more time to get up there. But even, and how old is the article would be the next thing. Is it a month old? If it's a month old, we got to give it more time. So we could look at that stuff for sure. 100%. But I like to also look at, okay, how many articles do you currently have? How old are they? How many are you putting up? So it's kind of like, you've been following this for a while. If you go back to the case study of when we started it, there was nothing for months, 3, 4, 5 months. There was no traffic. Maybe you get like 50 visitors a day, and then you get to 100, so it takes time, but it's consistency. And also, that's when you're going to go back and start to look at some of these other articles. To be honest with you, I haven't really done a good job, and I should have, of looking at the content that's almost like it's ranking, but it could do better, and spending more time on that. Because we've got a lot of articles that are ranking that if we gave them a little bit more love, it might do better. There's also one test that I'm thinking about. I am going to test. I'm not even thinking about it. Is adding more of an index. We don't have any indexes on ours, meaning kind of like where you, it's kind of like an outline where it'll show you the different points. We don't even have that. I think if we add that on some of our other articles, I think it's going to push up the rankings. We're going to test that on some articles that we want to see if we can drive up and see if that makes a difference. The other thing that we have been doing, and Helene, I don't know if you're already doing this, and this goes for anyone. One thing that we're experimenting with is just taking a random YouTube video inside of our article and embedding it in there. Now, I don't mean a random one that doesn't make any sense. I'm saying a well performing YouTube video in your market, finding that on YouTube, taking that, embedding it into your post as an additional resource inside of that post. We're going to test that to see if that makes a difference in our ranking. Too early to tell, but that's something that we're doing. Doesn't take a lot of extra time, but it's something you might want to try. Kate, what are the advantages of putting backlinks into our blog post? Did you say don't put backlinks on our blog post? It's something that's been known, and it's true that if you have a backlink from, and backlinks are not all equal, by the way, right? If you get a backlink from a really like CNBC or something, like a news site, right? It's well known. It's got a lot of their own links. It's got a lot of authority, and you get a link from them, man, that link juice is going to be a lot more potent than if you got something from a site like ours that's a domain score of 1, right? They may have a domain score of like 80 or 90, and we've got a 1. Which one's going to be more powerful? Okay. But with that being said, I don't think it really is worth your time to go out there and try to find links to point. You're better off just to create more content and post it, to be honest with you. So we have done none of that. We don't plan on doing, like, we've got other things to do before we would even do any outreach on backlinking, right? From my experience, it's just been a lot better to just focus on getting more content on the website and finding those questions, those how-tos, and the product-based posts. Let's see. Jason, he said he doesn't spend time trying to get them if they happen natural. Oh, okay. You're just replying. Thank you for that. Atlanta, Derek, what's up? How old are the brands you are building? Just over, I think we're at like 14, 15 months now, maybe something around there. I bought the domains, I set up the hosting and let them sit for probably 2-3 months. And yeah, I'd have to look at the exact, but it's over a year. Let's see here. Are you building email lists in these brands? Well, one of them, yes. The second one, we are now that I found out that I forgot that I added a lead magnet there. And the lead magnet, here's another story. I didn't realize this. I thought I put a guide together, which I didn't. All I did was I took a whole bunch of links. I say a whole bunch, like 10 different links, and I created the ultimate resource. And that is the lead magnet. Access the ultimate guide. And the guide is basically a page on my website that has the links to the posts. That's it. It's like a book, but it's not. What I plan to do is make that into an actual PDF. But again, people say, well, I don't have my lead magnet yet. You don't really need one. You just need an offer that will give them something of value that they don't have to go sifting through. And that one there, I just looked at my, which I forgot that I did this. It has 575 email subscribers, and I haven't emailed them anything in months. And then, so now that I found that out the other day, I decided to create a pop-up on the website with the same lead magnet. And yesterday we had 9 opt-ins for free. And today so far, I think we had 2 or 3. So even if I get 10, 15 opt-ins a day free from that website traffic, I'll take it. But now I got to communicate with them. So to your point, or to your question, yes, in one, the other one we are, but I didn't realize it, but now we're going to start focusing more on it. What's up, James? I bought a domain and installed WordPress looking for the best easy to use free builder. What's your recommendation? Free builder, I think what you mean is something that will help you with like the block editor, I think is what you're saying. There's a bunch of them out there. Honestly, we don't use any of them. The only thing we use is the block editor. And we just use a very simple WordPress theme that's fast and light. Generate Press is the one we use, and you can customize that, but it's just basically very simple, very, very light. So hope that helped, James. Let's see here. What's up, Roland? He's got, should I do this on my ecom site or start a new WordPress blog? Ecom site. So if you have an ecom site, is it on Shopify? Because you can always add a blog component to it, which is fine. But you are going to want to have a separate part of it, meaning you might have your store and then you want to add your content side of things. So maybe I'd have to know a little bit more on that, Roland. What's up, D? This is amazing, and you are making it seem so easy for people that are not in BCA. Is this all in your program? Yes. If you're in BCA, everything that I'm covering right now is broken down into bite-sized pieces. The 30-day roadmap takes you through niche, discovery, validation, and then from there doing the build of the website and the blog, and then getting your first, I believe, 4 to 5 articles posted. And that's in stage 2. What's up, Karen? Glad you could stop by. Let's see. Jason, I sort of look at all of this as online real estate that rewards in many different forms for others and yourself. This is the thought that hit me while you went through these 3. Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Think about, like, we just went out, we created an asset that lives on the internet, and then we are able to now get traffic to it for free. And then from there, we can monetize that traffic, but we own that piece of real estate. The cool thing is once you build it up, you can sell the darn thing. Okay. And even if you're only making $200 a month on it, you can sell that. If you were only making $200 on Ezoic, let's say, because there's sites right now selling, and people love them because they're up and running, and now they can build them further. Let's see. 200 would be 2,400. So that would be we'll call it like $7,000. So if you had a site that was only making $200 a month consistently, it'd be worth about $7,000, and people would buy it like that, cash offer. I know it doesn't seem like a ton, but if you get good at it and you get up to where you can make $200 a month consistently, it's a piece of real estate now. Okay. Aldo, how would a blog work together with an email list? Wow, that's a great question. And I love this question. It works really well. Here's how. You build the email list in your niche, right? Use a lead magnet, whatever. You're creating content on your website, hopefully weekly. You write an email at the end of the week or the beginning of the week, and you go, hey, just wanted to let you know, I just wrote an article on how to do X, Y, and Z. Or, hey, have you ever wondered how to catch bass at night? ? In this blog post, I just did a full article on exactly how to do it. I actually went through 5 of the best types of bait, blah, 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 blah. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything. Take care, Aldo. Like, that's it. That's the email. So that's how it works. That's how it works. The email actually allows you to get attention to your content before Google even indexes it, which is really, really awesome. Let's see. Helene, how long did it take you to train your dad on optimization? Would love to get my retired parents doing something like this, but they are not the most tech savvy despite spending hours on the computer each day. So I haven't approached it. You need to create the SOP, the standard operating procedure, and then you just need to train them. It's literally that easy. I'm pretty fortunate. My dad, who's 78, I believe he is now, he's always been, I don't want to say tech savvy, but he can figure stuff out pretty well on his own. I just basically gave him, some of my videos that I was doing the optimization, and then I just showed him, and then he did it. And then since then, I just said, hey, use the Yoast plugin, and then I want you to follow all of that stuff and any of the recommendations, and then come up with your own workflow. So now he's got it down to where he could actually teach someone how to optimize. But Helene, you could actually give them even the one that I believe Octavio did recently on optimization. We've done other ones on optimization. Give them those, or just create your own. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Jay, the validation, basically it's in here. It's in the playbook. So brandcreatorsbook.com. Let me go ahead and see if I got that handy. I do. Look at that. Brandcreatorsbook.com will take you to that. It has a validation checklist along with it. And then from there, it goes through all of the different phases, all the way from building your website too, by the way, and plugins and all of that fun stuff. It's 104 pages, I think it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good book, if I don't say so myself. All right, let's see here. Okay. Wouldn't traffic go away from your website if the method someone else's, if you embed someone else's video? No, because here's the deal. If you get someone on your website from that search and the video's embedded there, they're going to watch the video on your website because it's embedded there. Now, if they click on the link or the title in the video, which a lot of people don't, they just click the play button, then they would jump over to YouTube. Okay. But for the most part, they're going to look at that. It's going to be embedded. They're going to click it. They're going to watch it. Now, here's the other cool thing with that. Now, what we've done is we've increased our time on site. And what does that actually mean? Well, Google looks at how long someone stays on your website. I'm going to show you, or I'm going to explain something here. My average time on page for this one brand that I'm looking at here, because I've got the other one that I haven't opened up yet, 4 minutes. That is really, really good. And so what Google does is they look at that and they go, okay, someone came to the site. How long do they stay? Do they stay for 20 seconds? They must not be that interested. The content must not be good. They stay for 4 minutes and 1 second. It must be good. A way to get them to stay longer is to give them a video to watch, right? So that's something that you can do. I'm going to just, because I'm curious what the other one is. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see here. As I'm humming because this thing is loading. Let me go ahead and take another question while I'm waiting on. Oh no, here it comes. Here it comes. Google was slow. This one here, a little bit less, 3 minutes and 57 seconds is the average time on site. Now that was for the last 7. Let me do it for just December. Let's see what we got here. 4 minutes and 43 seconds, average time on page. Pretty damn good. All right. Let me go to the other one and see what that was for the last 30 or December alone. That was 3 minutes. So that one there's a little bit less. Still good though. Anything over like a minute is good. So yes. So that means that people are staying on the site. So that's one way to keep them there. Derek, I'm looking forward to the validation workshop this year. Yes. And actually, Chris and I have a meeting this Wednesday and we will be discussing the date and we will be announcing that date very, very soon. I'm really excited about that as well. It's going to be fun. Would links to social media sites like Facebook improve the website ranking on Google? It could, Lloyd. It could. And the reason why is because Google does want social proof or social channels. It just goes to show that your brand has other assets out there, not just your website. So it can help. I don't know for sure. I mean, there's all different factors that go into the algorithm. Let's see, Kate, just really appreciate that you show up every time. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Kate. And I am going to plan on sticking around. So we're going to keep doing that. And you know what the funny thing is here, Kate, I'm glad that you kind of just kind of said, I'm glad that you showed up. You guys don't realize sometimes I'm wondering what I should show up and talk about. Like I'm literally like, I don't know. What should I talk about? Like, what do people need help with? And really this came up because I had looked at my stats. I go, these are pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about them. I should probably share them with you. And then I can kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown on what allowed this to happen. That's how I came up with I don't even know what I'm going to talk about on Wednesday. Kind of seems like it might be around content, maybe. I don't know. You guys let me know. Or maybe emails. I know that I'll be doing some more email reviews here shortly. So maybe that's what it'll be. Are you doing anything different this year with your websites based on what you learned last year? No, I'm doing the same. I'm doing the same. I mentioned this the other day, Salama, is like how to create your 2021 roadmap. The only thing that I would say is I'm just going to stay consistent. And I'm going to focus on those areas that I talked about: traffic, offers, and growth. Like on those, like that's it. It works well. So I'm not going to move away from that. Oh, Debbie, where can I find the optimization videos? To optimize inside the academy. I think that's what you're saying. Debbie, why don't you post this in the private group? Just tag me and just say, Scott, where can I find the optimization videos? And I'll go ahead and locate them. If you go into the stage 2 in the academy, I'm pretty sure that you are going to find the blog optimization in there, because that's part of creating your first blog post is optimization. So you should find it in there. If you have any trouble, just tag me. FBA Hustle, is this live? Yes, it's live right now, depending on when you're watching this. 11:02 Eastern time, January 4th. Yeah, Salma, you have a great day as well. And before we wrap up, guys, is there anything else that you want me to dive into on these coffee talks? Give me some ideas. What do you guys want me to jam on here? Whether it's the next session or if it's going to be, just next week. I'm going to be kind of laying out my next couple of weeks, and I'd love to know, what do you want to know more about? What kind of questions do you have? We'll be here Friday to do our jam sessions, of course. But just let me know. Is there anything that you wanted me to dig deeper into? You want to go into content more? You want to go into optimization? Like, what do you want to talk about? What do you guys need help with? And I'll do my best to show up here on these coffee talks. If you are watching this on a replay and you want to join these live, just head on over to takeactioncrew.com and put your name and email address in there, and you'll be put on the list and we'll notify you. And you can just join the Facebook group. Excuse me. Rock Your Brand. If you go to, let's see here, brandcreators.com/RYB, that will take you to the Facebook group. And let me see here if I have a little short link for that. And I do somewhere here. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Brandcreators.com/RYB, rock your brand. That's what we're going to be doing here in 2021. Super excited about it. And if you are watching this and you're in Brand Creators Academy, tomorrow we have a call, Tuesday, okay, January 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm just throwing that reminder out there. I'm going to do another reminder in the group. I'm going to send an email out, all of that stuff. So make sure that you attend if you can. We'd love to have you. And if you're not in the Academy as of yet, well, it's currently closed to the public. And we do open periodically, privately. So if you're interested in getting an invite, all you need to do is head on over to brandcreatorsacademy.com. Again, that's brandcreatorsacademy.com. And you can just fill out the quick little survey there. You'll be put on a notification list. And then when we do private invites, which will be kind of like random, we don't have like one set time. And then from there, we'll let you know when we have a private invite and if you're invited in that group. So brandcreatorsacademy.com. That's where we'll be hanging out. Oh, and Jason says, I always like stories about biggest mistakes. That's good too. I like that. And then Helene, more optimization talk would be awesome. And Jason, there's one big mistake that I'll just throw out there that I could probably talk about is I built an email list, didn't know it. Well, I knew that I set it up, but I forgot about it. And then I never emailed those people. So I lost a little bit of time there, but that would be one that would probably be worth talking about. But yeah, there's other mistakes, not just myself, but other people have made. And we can always talk about those, highlight those, and then talk about what we've learned from those mistakes. One of the mistakes that I would say that I've learned over the years is overcommitting or saying yes to too many darn things. And it's just staying focused. And that's really what our main thing is in the Academy, and just what I really live by is, how do I stay consistent? How do I get rid of distractions? And how do I show up on a daily basis? Just like these coffee talks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm committed. I'll be here. And, hopefully you will be too. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap up this coffee talk. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This went long today, but I didn't realize this was going to be this well received, but I appreciate you showing up. And we'll probably be talking more about content. If you're inside the Academy, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.